Sky now. See all the smudges coming off of the clouds? Gas. I see a real minuscule craft pulling a trail behind it. There's no way that thing is an airplane. No way at all. You can hardly see it. Such hypocrites, you know. Oh, nothing going on here. Move right along. And they're spraying the sky all day long. You know, I'll tell you what, they do not need airplanes. They do not need craft. And the point is that when you don't see craft, you just assume that they're not chemtrails. But this is not a cloud. How did it get there? I do not know. I know that the sky was clear for, oh gosh, I don't know, until around going on 10:45 this morning. And then in the background, in the very far background, you saw this white smudgy crap coming over. I don't have any idea how it got there. But I noticed that it had been sprayed in a huge circle. I was reading lately about demons, how when you call on demons, they come into a circle. I always thought, though, from the movies, that if you were in this circle, you were safe from the demons. So I don't know exactly how that works, but I do know that they spray vortices and they spray circles. And it's the same thing every single day. Take a look at this hot sun here. Why is it hot? Well, this electromagnetic conducting crap is drawn to the sun. And when the sun shines through it, it just gets really, I don't know, out of this world warm. I suppose it could be warmer, but I'll tell you what, I lived for 10 years in the desert. Oh, danke. I lived for 10 years in the desert, and reminds me a lot of that. Reminds me so much of the desert, and I hated the desert, and I don't ever want to go back. Well, the desert came to me. Isn't that funny? I don't look at the temperature, and I wonder how warm it is in other parts. I just always feel like where we live here in Disturbia, on mine, like it's one of the hottest places in Germany. I know that it's always cooler in Berlin and Munich. Of course, Munich is further south, and Berlin is a little bit further north. But as long as it's artificial and it's 15 to 30 degrees hotter here, why isn't it 15 to 30 degrees hotter in Berlin? It's always about 5-6 degrees cooler there than here. It has nothing to do with nature. It has to do with the fact that all the big shots live there, and also in Munich. Even though Munich, I do agree, it's down near the mountains and so on and so forth. I mean, there's no question about that. But anyway, I just wanted to show you this very disturbing sky. It has been worse, I admit, you know, but the thing is, it's wrong. Take a look at the sun. Look at it. That's the sun. See that? See how small it is? They want to make you believe the sun is a big, huge ball. What they do is they train some sort of a mirror on it, or some sort of a laser. I don't know what exactly. I did read, though, that this might be a legend. I don't know. But back in the day, when there was warfare, they would sometimes take a huge mirror. Take a look here. Minuscule little thing. Are you kidding me? You think that's really a plane? Hang on, it'll come into view in a second. I think. And they use mirrors. And they use mirrors in such a way against the sun. Look at that. There's nothing on the end of it. In such a way that the enemy was blinded. And of course, not to mention the heat. You know what I'm saying? Look at how fast that thing's going. You know, the truth be told, I don't know what it is. It's not an airplane, though. because it originated in the middle of the sky. All of a sudden, there it was. Bam. I've shown this so often. I don't know what people really think, but you can see this colors here, you know? Come on. You can tell that electricity is running through. You see, it looks to me like they're trying to get the glow ball on it. It is shining. It is an odd silvery hue, but what they want is they want that thing to burn us. So they run this black. It's the same thing over and over. All you got to do is watch the sky. When they need more heat, you see, because it is going on, it's right just after 2 real time in the afternoon. And in reality, what happens is it gets warmer as the day goes on, and it gets cooler. What's that? That was weird. And it gets cooler. The temperature gradually goes down, but not so here in Disturbia. It gets hotter and hotter and hotter and hotter, and at 10 o'clock, it's as hot as it was at 8 o'clock, and as at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. You never hear anybody griping about this. Look, they put this whole big blob right in front of the sun now. Then they're going to polish it up, move it off, and voila, it's going to be glowing again. I mean, really. Isaiah the prophet did say, in that day, the sun will shine 7 times brighter and the moon will shine like the sun. What does that mean? I mean, look at this. It's just really perverted. Look at that. But there's electricity streaming all through it, you see. Somebody told me recently this was ice. And I was like, how can that be ice? It should be melting. It cannot be ice. Look at it, it's a huge blob. It looks like it's got 2 eyes. Look at that, 2 big eyes, a split in its forehead, and a snout. And they're going to leave that in front of there for quite a while until they can really... I don't know exactly what they're doing. Oops, take a look here at this. Green. It's hot. I mean, if you could touch that thing, I don't know how hot it would be, but you can tell that it's not cloud because it really looks like fiberglass, doesn't it? Or doesn't it? Doesn't it or doesn't it? Anyway, I'm not going to sit here forever. I'm just looking at this, and I don't know, for some reason I thought this looks like India, and this looks like it could be China and Japan over here. I don't know, just really weird. I'll tell you. Oh, there's the sun. See it? See how little that is? Now they're going to cover it up again. Peekaboo. No, you can't see it now because we're going to make a glow ball out of it. I mean, is that the real sun or a fake one? Because I thought the real sun was over here somewhere. Maybe they're both fake. God knows. No, I'm just kidding. Now there's like a hole there. Take a look. The black hole sun. Big hard sun. Looks like a big hole there. How come it's so dark though? Weird. Sorry, my hand's shaking. And oh my gosh, I'm a mess today. Actually, it's not as hot as it could be, and probably it's going to get warmer tomorrow. You see, they're building. They always build. Take a look at the pink. Tori Amos had an album back in the day, Under the Pink. Oh, I was a big fan of Tori Amos. I mean, I wasn't a huge fan of her, but I quite liked her. I saw her a couple times in concert, but of course, you know, if she isn't Satanist, nobody is. Notice how this is just, see how this is just attracted to it. This is, look at this. You think that's cloud? I mean, if I had a better camera, you could see the lights and everything. This is this is the 3rd camera that I bought to do YouTubes. And, I mean, it's quite good for what it is. And I'm not very good at operating a camera, so we're just going to have to put up with it. But notice how the shape of this thing changed. And it just, you know what? It's like, God, when are they going to move it off? I'm trying to prove a point here. But they will move it off, and then there's going to be the glow ball. This is how they do it every single day. Take a look at here as a real tiny thin line. Look at that little thin line. It's like, we're not doing anything. We're not spraying the sky today. Look how paper thin that thing is. It just originated right there. You know, there are people that do YouTubes of chemtrails, and they say that these planes take off and land and they're fitted with nozzles. Oh, come on, what a bunch of baloney. Wake up and smell the coffee. I'm just looking over here to see what's happening. You can see quite a bit of, you know, normal clouds don't, unfortunately, we don't have a real cloud here today in the sky. They're still working on this sun, though. They're getting it brighter and brighter. But, you know, the thing is, the sun should be shining through this cloud. The sun should be shining through the clouds and casting shadows of the clouds on the ground. But it's not possible anymore because these are not clouds. Look at that dark thing. I mean, oh, God, it is just so pathetically ugly. And then you got Satan sitting there, thinking how smart he is and how dumb we are, you know? What a bunch of jackasses. They don't have the slightest idea what's going on. I can put all this sheet metal in the sky and all this shrapnel and nobody knows the difference. They're all talking about, aren't I smart? Well, you know that he's not smart because you can figure it out, so he can't be that smart. Take a look. You've always got this black right on the red. It may even go over again. It may just slide right back over because they need more heat. They're just testing it. Can you imagine the logistics of pretending to be able to do the weather? That's the thing about people who lie. They've got to do cover-ups, and then they have to have a cover-up for the cover-up. Then they have to have a cover-up for the covered cover-up. But that's how Satan is. He doesn't care. He lies with his forked tongue all day long. He's been lying for centuries, millennia, to anybody who will listen to him. Take a look at this thing. You notice, why doesn't it just slide off and move if it's a real cloud? No, it's just going to keep going back and forth in front of the sun because it is an electromagnetic conducting slab of metal. And the more it's, you know, the thing is the sun is not that hot, but they have to make it appear hot because they want us to believe that the sun is going to kill us and it's our fault because we breathe too much. We have too many animals. They don't like animals. And I'm sure you've noticed that they're trying to say that animals are getting COVID now. Oh, look at the little birdie here. How could you hate an animal or a bird or anything that God made? But Satan does. That's one reason why I would not even think twice. Who cares about his knowledge? What is his knowledge of? Look, this thing is split in two now. It's gotten bigger. Or has it just contorted? It's going to keep going back and forth because they need more heat. It's got to be 85 degrees until 10 o'clock at night so that they can keep the heat in for tomorrow. Probably the whole sky will be covered up tonight. I don't know. It's anybody's guess because it's not natural. You see, they make the weather according to the moon. Look at this. According to the moon phases and also according to their gematria. And God knows what else because they're insane and deranged.